Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Yesterday night Manchester United lost 3-1 at home to PSG in the Champions League group stages. Very disappointing. We only needed a point. We've now got one game remaining in the group stage, and that is RB Leipzig next week. We need to draw with them or we need to beat them to qualify for the knockout stage. Now, watch some of the highlights of the game yesterday night. PSG dominated the first half. But I thought it was totally contrast in the second half because I thought the second half Manchester United improved. And we had some good chances in the game. Anthony Martial, he had two good chances in the game. Martial has not been clinical enough and he hasn't been in form this season. He's failed to replicate this season what he did last season because I thought last season he was very good. Last season he scored 23 goals for Man United. Martial was also good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. He's enjoyed a good 5 years or so at the football club. But Solskjaer explained prior to the Besiktas game why Martial's been struggling this season, because obviously he had that 3-match suspension, don't forget, in the Premier League. Now, Edinson Cavani, he also had a big chance in the game. You know, he hit the crossbar. And it was a shame that he didn't score against his former club. I think Cavani has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. You know, he was good yesterday. He was good against Southampton, came off the bench and scored twice and got an assist. He was also good against Besiktas. He was also good against West Brom. He scored his first goal for the club in our 3-1 win against Everton, and he almost scored with his first touch when he came on against Chelsea. Now, you already know the situation with Edinson Cavani. He's facing a 3-match ban. That's minimum for a racist comment he'd put on social media. And the FA have been investigating this social media post. The FA have not yet made a decision. But Solskjaer said prior to this game against PSG that Edinson Cavani has apologised for, this social media post. But he said he supports the FA for investigating this social media post. Now, Fred, he was sent off in the game. He received 2 yellow cards. He was lucky not to be sent off in the first half for the headbutt on Paredes. He got the second yellow card from a challenge on Ander Herrera. He actually won the ball though. But Fred shouldn't have been on the pitch to get sent off. So I think it was an awful decision by Solskjaer to not take him off. Solskjaer gave his perception on the game and he said, PSG were there for the taking and criticised Manchester United's finishing. But Solskjaer did say that he thought about taking Fred off at half time. Obviously, our goal came from Marcus Rashford. It was a deflected goal, but I think the goal still got given to Rashford. Rashford has scored now 3 times against PSG. He was playing on that right-hand side. Thomas Tuchel made an admission prior to the game saying that Marcus Rashford is becoming very annoying for PSG. And Wan-Bissaka got the assist for Rashford's goal. PSG's goals came from Neymar. He scored 2. And Marquinhos. Rafinha got an assist and Dilo got an assist. But like I said, PSG are a very, very good team. They got to the Champions League final last season, lost 1-0 to Bayern Munich, and they have got some good players. I was pretty confident though going into this game against PSG, because we was in good form prior to this game because we'd won our last 4 games in all competitions. And Solskjaer's already beaten PSG twice as Manchester United manager because we beat them in the group stage earlier on in the season and we knocked them out of the last 16 a few seasons ago. RB Leipzig is going to be a tough game next week. We are away from home. I think it's going to be totally contrast to the one at Old Trafford because we're beating RB Leipzig at Old Trafford 5-0. Obviously, Marcus Rashford had got a hat-trick and the other goals were from Anthony Martial and Mason Greenwood. RB Leipzig have got one of the best young managers in the world in Julian Nagelsmann. Leipzig got to the Champions League semi-final last season and they finished 3rd in the Bundesliga. I think the game at the weekend against West Ham in the league is going to be difficult. West Ham, they've been in a good vein of form. They're sitting 5th in the Premier League, West Ham, and that's very, very good to their standards. They've won 5 games out of 10 in the league. We've lost our last 2 visits to the London Stadium. We lost there 2-0. And we also lost there 3-1. On Saturday, David Moyes will be reuniting with Manchester United. And West Ham, have got some good players. Lanzini, he's one of their key players. Mikel Antonio, he's one of their key players. Sebastian Haller, he's one of their key players. Declan Rice, he's one of their key players. We've been linked with Declan Rice quite a few times before. They've got Issa Diop, who I think is a very good centre-half. They've got Dawson, who they got on loan from Watford. They've got Ben Rama, who they got on loan from Brentford. They've got Robert Snodgrass. They've got Pablo Fornals. They've got Jared Bowen, Mark Noble. They've got like Yarmolenko. I think Jack Wilshere still plays for them, but I heard that he's always injured. But now I want to give you the player ratings from the game yesterday night. So I'm going to give David De Gea a 7 out of 10. I thought David De Gea did very, very well. Made 2 good saves to deny who was the 2 players now that he denied? Mitchell Bakker, that's 1 save he made. And Fluenzi, that's another one. David De Gea has done really, really well this season for Manchester United, and I did say, he will remain our number 1 this season. This is his 10th season now at Manchester United, so he has been a long servant. A lot of people said David De Gea, though, was at fault for the first goal. So he's going to get a 7 out of 10, is David De Gea. And Wan-Bissaka, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. I thought at times he dealt with Mbappe and Neymar well. And Wan-Bissaka has enjoyed some good games this season. He scored his first goal for the club in our 4-1 win against Newcastle earlier on in the season. This is Wan-Bissaka's 2nd season at Manchester United. We've obviously still got element of concerns about him. We've obviously got concerns about his lack of attacking intent and his distribution. But yeah, he's going to get a 7 from me. Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire, they're both going to get 5s. I thought they was all over the place at the back. I've got my reservations about Victor Lindelof. He's nowhere near on the same level as Harry Maguire. Don't get me wrong though, he has enjoyed some good games this season. Lindelof's enjoyed a good 3 years or so now at Man United. We paid £31 million him from Benfica back in 2017. Harry Maguire, he has enjoyed some good games this season, but I just think he is too slow. That's my concern. Don't forget he did have early season troubles because he had that incident in Greece before the start of the season. And he sustained a few knocks earlier on in the season. And he got sent off in England's 1-0 defeat to Denmark. He's our current captain, Harry Maguire. Do you think he should keep the captaincy? Or do you think we should give the captaincy to someone else? And he is the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, because we got him in a deal worth £8 million. Now, Alex Telles, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. I thought he got forward well, got into some decent positions, but didn't do much defensively, Alex Telles. But I think Telles has enjoyed a good start to his Man United career. I like the way, he's crossed the ball. He showed good attacking intent. Telles was very good against Southampton. He was good against Besiktas. He was also good on his Premier League debut against West Brom. And he was good on his Champions League debut against PSG earlier on in the season. We got Telles for 15.4 million. Fred, he's going to get a 4 out of 10. No, didn't make an impact. Obviously, like I said, he got sent off. So that means he's probably going to miss the RB Leipzig game. Fred has enjoyed some good games though this season, and he's enjoyed some good games in general under Solskjaer. We paid £47 million for him from Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, Scott McTominay, he's going to get a 5 out of 10. I thought McTominay was poor. Some people said he was accountable for the first goal. Bruno Fernandes, he's going to get a 6 out of 10. I don't think he was that good. He had some nice touches in the game, but he wasn't that influential, Bruno Fernandes. He lacks that killer pass. There's only been a couple of games where Bruno Fernandes has looked off the pace, but in the vast majority of his games, he has been very consistent. He has been at Manchester United now almost a year, Bruno Fernandes. A lot of his goals have come from the penalty spot. I think Bruno Fernandes' worst game in a Man United shirt was the game against Besiktas in Turkey, because he was dispossessed like 34 times. We paid €55 million for Bruno Fernandes, and Fernandes is under contract with the club until 2025. But he's the best signing we've made since Alex Ferguson retired. But yeah, 6 out of 10 for him. Anthony Martial, 5 out of 10. Weren't clinical enough, had 2 big chances like I mentioned earlier. Martial was obviously playing on that left-hand side. I think Marcus Rashford, 7 out of 10. Rashford made an impact. Rashford in general's improved under the Solskjaer era. Rashford turned 23 quite a few weeks ago. He has been part of the club for several years. Rashford's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. He was playing on that right yesterday. He also played on the right against Besiktas, but he played centrally against Southampton. I think he's more effective out wide than he is playing centrally. By the way, Rashford sustained a shoulder injury, and there's reports saying that he's going to be out for the game against West Ham on Saturday. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for him. And Edison Cavani, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. He made an impact in the game. Obviously, we brought some substitutions on in the game. Paul Pogba came on. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Donny van de Beek came on. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I think Solskjaer should have started Donny van de Beek, Greenwood came on, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. And Ighalo came on, I can't really give him a rating. So that is your player ratings from the game. Now, my perception on Solskjaer is that I don't think he is the right manager for Manchester United. You know, I've said this for so long now. And Solskjaer hasn't got that proven pedigree as a manager because Man United is the third club in his managerial career. You know, obviously before he came to us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. And before Molde, he was at Cardiff. Solskjaer did enjoy a very, very short tenure with Cardiff. The main explanation he got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated. But Solskjaer knew when he took over the reins at Man United that it was going to be a massive job. And I just think the job is too big for him, despite the fact that he knows the club inside out. You know, he has been under pressure this season because we did enjoy a poor start to the season. We've been very poor at home this season. I think we've now lost 4 games at Old Trafford this season. We've been enjoying our worst start at Old Trafford for around 50 years. You know, Ed Woodward did say a few weeks ago that Man United remain absolutely committed to Solskjaer despite our poor start to the season. The main explanation he is still Manchester United manager is because he is a club legend. Reflects on that our board have softened their stance on him, but disregarding him being a club legend, I think he would have been sacked by now. Obviously, been a lot of talks of Mauricio Pochettino replacing Solskjaer. He's been the favourite, but now I heard he's the favourite to take over at Real Madrid. Massimiliano Allegri's been on our agenda, and so too has Julian Nagelsmann. So it's just Solskjaer's decision making that really, really concerns me. You know, this month sometimes going to be his 2-year anniversary at the club because Solskjaer's been Man United manager now for almost 2 years. He's under contract with the football club until 2022. I'm very, very sceptical though he'll see out his contract. He could still possibly be Man United manager in the new year. It depends how we react from this 3-1 loss to PSG. This is his second full season at Man United, and I always said, didn't I, this was going to be a big season for Solskjaer. And I said he's got to exceed his expectations if he is to remain Man United manager. And I said if we could finish in the top 4 this season and if we could win a trophy, that would represent a very, very good season for Man United. Then that would give us something to build on. There's issues at the football club that Ollie's got to solve. You know, he's got to solve the Paul Pogba issue. He's got to identify his best 11 because I don't think he knows what his best 11 is. He's also got to select the right formation. He has gone a lot with the 4-2-3-1 formation since he got appointed in as Man United manager. A few times he's gone with a 3-5-2 formation. That's mainly in the big games he's gone with that. And a few times he's gone with a 4-3-3 formation. You know. Obviously not so long ago, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was asked about a new contract at Man United. And he said a new contract is not his priority at the moment. And his priority is leading the club to long-term success because he said the team are going places under his management. You know, it's not assured that we'll extend his stay at the club. You know, maybe talks over a new contract could happen at some point next year. When Solskjaer got the job permanently, he signed a 3-year deal with Man United. But I do believe that he's in a position that he shouldn't be in. He's actually come out and said that the new Brexit rules would have stopped Manchester United appointing Solskjaer in. But, you know, I have taken positives from his tenure. You know, like I said, he has made some good signings since he became Man United manager. You know, he has spent over £200 million at the club, and he's endured 4 transfer windows. We've seen a lot of players leave the club since he got recommended in. He did well in his first full season last season. He obviously got us qualification for the Champions League. Also got us third and guided us to 3 semi-finals. He has showed tactical flexibility in a lot of the big games. We've enjoyed some good periods under him. So yeah, these positives to take. It's good obviously that we are making plans for next year. Because obviously next year we are looking to make more signings. There has been a lot of players on our agenda. You know, we're obviously looking to offload players because he's still deadwood in the squad. Solskjaer recently made a prediction ahead of the January transfer window, and he says he doesn't expect the January transfer window to be busy because he's happy with the current squad that we have got. I don't think Solskjaer has been backed enough as Manchester United manager. You know, none of our managers have been backed enough by the board since Ferguson left, and this is the main explanation why the board is one of the biggest problems at the club, and a lot of Man United fans have been demanding the board out. It would be very beneficial if Manchester United could get a director of footballing, because I said that's one of the structural changes that we need at the club, and plus Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would get more backing. We've been in the process of trying to get a director of footballing now for like the last 3 years, something like that. But in the last 8 years, Manchester United have been playing catch-up. We've obviously sacked 3 managers since Ferguson left, and that was Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. We've also spent over £1 billion since Ferguson left, and you know, we've recruited over 36 players in since he left. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won that for a good 8 years or so now. Yeah, like I said, you know, Solskjaer is inheriting a squad that is worth £700 million. You know, because he's inheriting a lot of players here from the Jose Mourinho era. Still a few players here from the Louis van Gaal era. Still one player here from the Moyes era, but there's only 2 players here now from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's everything to update you today, guys. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.